Hey guys, welcome back to Mixed Media Salad, the channel created for you by you. I am your host, Ronnie McBride, and today I have another exciting video because all my other videos are not exciting, and this one has to be the one that excites you. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one of the questions that I received in one of my YouTube videos. I think it was an off-topic question, but basically the person wanted to know was how do you make metal text in Affinity Designer? Okay, so that's kind of an open-ended question because metal comes in a lot of different forms. There's rusted metal, there's iron, there's steel, there's patina metal, there's banged out metal. I mean, there's just so many different thick metal, thin metal. I mean, there's just so many different types of metal. So you have to be a little bit more specific of what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you a quick sample here of how to turn this text into metal. Okay, so in Affinity Designer, if you go under styles, there's a couple of styles that come with Affinity Designer default, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 right here are default. These other ones I've made myself, and you can make your own styles and save them and apply them to other projects later on. But we're going to take a look at this one that's called metal. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that I have my text selected. Go back to my style panel here and hit metal, and it applies it. Now, that's not quite exactly what we're looking for, at least not what I'm looking for here. It just kind of looks like a gradient of some sort of effect. So what I think I'm going to try to achieve is try to give you more of a piece of metal that's been banged out and kind of more three-dimensional kind of text. And to make the text look like that, you need to look at the qualities of that would allow this text to look that way. And so when you bang out a piece of text or machine a piece of text, the text actually has a bit of a bevel to it, okay? And it looks raised and it has some dimension and it picks up specularity. That's the brightest point of light that kind of gives it this feeling that it's metal, okay? So we're going to look at the qualities of that, okay? So one of the things I just said there was that it was beveled. You know, it has bevels to it, and that means it has this little edge to it. And that little edge is what picks up light and kind of reflects it in a certain way that makes it look three-dimensional, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to lean back onto our effects panel, and actually, I like to use the effects here because I have a little bit more control. And it's the same thing as the effects panel, but it's just a little bit more control in this window here, okay? And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to click Bevel and Emboss, okay? And you see that I'm getting somewhat of an effect here. Not quite what I'm looking for. I'm looking for more of an emboss. And I'm also looking to, let's see, change the profile. But now what we're looking at is we have a little bit of beveling that's going on. And that's what's giving these lines in the text. And that feels more like something that has some dimension to it, right? So you can see that here, right? And also you can change the direction of light, so how it's hitting it. And you see it has a different type of quality. See the specularity that's popping up there? It looks like it's actually banged out of this background at the same time, okay? So those are the basic things that you can do. When you get a little bit more advanced and you get a better understanding of metal and its different qualities, you can really pull off some really nice effects, okay? So that was the quick sample. Here are a couple of versions that I did here that are a little bit different. A little bit more work. There's a little bit more information here. I have a little bit of a background. I have some shadowing that's going on here. I have a little bit more control over the shadowing that's happening on the text itself here because I made a duplicate layer that's multiplied, and then I can adjust the opacity of that layer, and so I'm actually controlling the shadow, okay? This actually is a vector as well too. So if I go over here and I select this, hit my node tool, and sorry, let me select that. You can see all the node points that are here. Okay, and so let's just go back to the selection here. So there's all these little visual cues that I've applied to this image to give this feel and this effect. Let's look at the same image with a different effect. Okay, so now this is more silver. You know, I got kind of a fiberglassy type looking background here as well too. And I can kind of control this a little bit here and change the thickness of that. So there's a bunch of these, there's a little bit of shadowing here. There's a bunch of different little visual cues that makes this image look like it's metal. Now, what's cool about the using these effects as well too is the fact that you can always go back and you can actually edit them because they're live. These effects are live. So, you know, it says cheetah now. You know, before I had jaguar, right? So you could see that there. And of course, I would do the same thing with my my shadow text. I would make sure that it says jaguar as well too. And that was just making a copy of this and then changing the perspective. Now, one of the things that I would do is when Affinity Photo comes out, I would actually take this and send this file over to Affinity Photo, and I would use the perspective tools because effectively I would like to have a little bit more control over perspective, and we don't have perspective tools within Affinity Designer, but we do have it in Photo, or we will have it in Photo. And I would just go to that application. Just there's a little area here, and and this is the actual mass version. If you're using the beta version, it'll say send to Photo. And then it will just send your file with all its layers and everything and all your effects and your styles and everything. And you can do all your edits there in Photo with the tools that are available to Photo. And then you can actually send it back to Designer. So it's a nice little round trip kind of way of working. Okay, so I can go into more detail here, but actually what I'm going to do is this actually is going to be a bonus video that's going to be in my class where I actually go into more detail about how I created those things. I just kind of want to give you guys an overview. So, you know, if you're definitely interested in seeing the type of techniques that I use to, you know, create these images, you definitely want to look into my class as well. Okay. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you spend some time liking this video, subscribing to it, share it, and do me a favor. I really want to see where you guys are coming from and how you guys landed on my channel. And so do me a favor and leave a little comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you have any particular questions, you know, leave those behind as well too, because maybe it's a question that somebody else has and they haven't asked it yet. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Ronnie McBride. This is Mixed Media Salad, a channel created for you by you, and I will see you next week. I'll probably be putting out another video instead of every Tuesday. I'm going to move them over to Fridays, and let's just see how that works out for us, okay? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.
If you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and if you want to receive 50% off my training, make sure you sign up at mixedmediasalad.com.